Our planet is over 4 billion years old. It has been home to billions of different species, watched as they evolved and died, fed them and buried them. From trees to bears, from cats to antelopes, from coral reefs to humans, we all exist on this planet. Right now, planet Earth is struggling. There is more carbon dioxide in our atmosphere than at any time in human history. Sea levels are rising, extreme heat events have become more frequent and severe, average wildlife populations have dropped by over 60%. There are 5.25 trillion pieces and counting of plastic waste in our oceans.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Climate change experts say that we have until the year 2030 to stop the continuous global warming of our planet before we start to deal irreversible damage. We all exist on this planet, but right now, planet Earth needs our help. How did Earth Day start? This Earth Day will mark the 53rd anniversary of Earth Day being celebrated. It was first celebrated on the 22nd of April 1970 when a United States Senator called Gaylord Nelson organised a national demonstration to raise awareness about environmental issues. He was inspired by the strength of the students' anti-war movement, and he believed that they should reposition their efforts onto concerns into air and water pollution. As a result of this, rallies took place across the UK. By the end of the year, the US government had created the Environmental Protection Agency, and soon after, legislation like the Clean Air, Clean Water and Endangered Species Act was created. However, Earth Day didn't become a globally celebrated day until 1990. By then, it was celebrated by more than 200 million people in upwards of 140 countries around the globe. The first Earth Day helped put environmental protection on the political agenda and helped evoke change globally. It is thought to have inspired the modern environmental movement we have today. This year's focus is Invest in Our Planet. This is to encourage businesses, governments and individuals to work together to take a greater responsibility for the Earth to help make a difference. I feel like people forget that if we want to see change, we need to do it ourselves. If we think that other people, businesses or governments are going to do it for us, then they're really mistaken. The best way to start seeing change is to do it yourself. Earth Day also teaches people the consequences of their behaviour on the places and ecosystems in which they live. It's not just about the damaging effects on the environment itself, but also the impact on people's health, access to food and water. People get a chance to get stuck in and take away the teachings into their everyday life. Earth Day should be celebrated every day. There are so many ways that people can help this Earth Day. For example, you can go on a walk with a trash bag and help clean any plastic that you find. Make sure you wear gloves though, it's quite risky if you don't. You'll realise how much plastic waste there is everywhere you go. You could grow your own flowers for the local bees and butterflies. It doesn't take a lot to plant a few flowers in your garden or even your balcony, and it really makes the place look better. You could use the internet instead of paper, change diet, advocate for climate education and encourage others to do so. Switch to reusable bags, compost your waste, switch to online bidding, go pesticide free, buy local food, practice sustainable fashion, turn lights off when you aren't using them. Honestly, there's so many ways, big and little, that you can do to enact change in your everyday life, and I implore everyone to practice an act of green every day.
Hi there and welcome to the University of Brighton's news channel. Today I'm going to be talking about disposable vapes and the health effects and the environmental effects it has. And today I'm going to be talking to Charlie Smith.
Hello.
So Charlie, what flavour do you have at the moment?
I have cherry ice at the moment.
What brand is it?
It's a Lost Mary.
Why did you start vaping?
I think I started vaping, to try and be cool, so I could be vaping in the bathrooms at school. And I was like, whoa, I'm so cool, I'm vaping in the bathrooms. And then I stopped vaping, but I was still addicted to nicotine. So then I started smoking cigarettes instead. And then after a while, I decided to start vaping again because it was more accessible.
How much do you spend on vapes a week?
Probably 30 something pounds.
Okay, and how many do you get a week?
Seven or eight, one a day.
And how much money do you spend on food a week?
Quite a bit, 50 quid.
And do you know the health issues vaping can affect?
I know that it's still not good for your lungs, but I don't know
So
necessarily what's worse or what's better than cigarettes.
the most known one is popcorn lungs. Then we have severe lung injury, seizures, COP, strokes and heart attacks. Do you know how you're meant to dispose of vapes?
Probably electrical recycling or something, electrical waste.
Yes. The most accessible one is at supermarkets, where it's same as a battery. You put them in a little bin and they take them and they reuse them for the lithium. What do you prefer, disposable vapes or reusable vapes?
I like the convenience of disposable ones. You can't just go get one, then once you're done with it, you chuck it away. So it's kind of you don't have one all the time, but it's also a lot cheaper if you just have a reusable one. So it kind of depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Disposables are also a lot smaller.
Do you know the impact it has on the environment?
It's probably pretty bad. Killing wildlife and stuff. If people just chuck it in the grass and on the road and stuff.
Both rechargeable and disposable kits use batteries. These batteries are manufactured using non-renewable sources.